Hello and welcome to InvestorToday.ca. I'm your host, Dave Glover. InvestorToday.ca is brought to you in conjunction with RBL Communications, your online IR professionals. We are coming to you live from the Chicago Resource Expo in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. It is Saturday, the 28th of April, and I'm joined right now with Mark Fekete, the President and CEO of Hinterland Metals, Inc. Hinterland Metals trades on the TSX under the symbol HMI. Now, Hinterland is focused on precious metal exploration in Ontario and Quebec. The company's projects and hands-on exploration strategy offer excellent potential for increasing share value and liquidity. Hinterland's experienced management team continues to evaluate and aggressively acquire additional exploration projects as capital and opportunities present themselves. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's nice to see you again. Now, I understand you haven't done your presentation yet here at the Chicago Resource Expo, but that's coming up.
Yeah, later on this afternoon I'll be making the presentation. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. Can you give the viewers a quick overview of Hinterland Metals?
Well, we're principally a Quebec-based company. Our offices are in Val-d'Or, Quebec. We're essentially a gold explorer. Lately we've been branching out into other commodities such as rare earth and platinum and palladium. We haven't been very active in the last several months. We just got through a reorganization of our assets. We spun out our Yukon Gold properties into a new company called Stakeholder Gold, and last year I was involved primarily on the corporate reorganization of the company, but this year we're back into exploration full time. And we've already spent more money on exploration in 2012 than we did in all of 2011.
Wow! So can you give us an update then on where your current developments are?
Well, like I said, we're focused in the Abitibi region, primarily in Quebec. I can't say enough about the geology of Abitibi. It's historically and currently it's a fantastic place to mine and explore. The statistics are just astounding. Over 160 million ounces of gold produced historically. As a group, the mining industry in the Abitibi is producing close to $2 million ounces of gold per year. We're looking deeper. We've got new technologies, new ideas. Traditionally, the Abitibi was focused on high-grade, narrow quartz veins that were mined underground. But we're changing as a mining industry in Abitibi. We're going to open pit operations. We're starting to look for new commodities that hadn't been exploited in the past. And the growth in Abitibi is spectacular. And the Quebec side, I think, is fantastic. We're in a mining-friendly jurisdiction. Mm-hmm. The incentives that we're getting from the Quebec government are probably the best in the world, and nothing but blue sky potential for this part of the world.
Well, and that's great news for existing shareholders for Hinterland, but as well as new folks who are looking at this and thinking that this might be an opportunity for them to explore. Now, your latest exploration news, can we talk about the Mozart Gold and the Lac Fekete region?
Well, we're working on 4 gold properties, but I would say that the most current would be the Mozart and the Fekete. Fekete in particular, we just finished drilling there a few weeks ago. We're still waiting for those drill results. Road accessible, south of Chibougamau, brought to us by a prospector based in Rouyn-Noranda, Quebec. Had a bit of exploration in the 90s, but at that time it was strictly a fly-in operation. Pretty expensive to get in there and get out, so limited work, but some pretty good results on the properties at that time. Since then, this whole area has been opened up by the logging companies. Lots of new logging roads. So our dollar cost per meter to drill there is very low, just over $100 per meter. So we're, a great place to work in terms of access, good geology. Mm-hmm. Can't say too much more about it. Like I said, we're waiting for assay results. Moving to our Mozart property. This is about 60 kilometers north of Val-d'Or, and that's what really the Abitibi offers is the infrastructure. All of our properties, we drive to them. We don't have to spend a lot of money on helicopters. Mm-hmm. The drill contractors offers a great rate on the contract rate for drilling, probably the best in the world. Mozart is an area just north of Val-d'Or. It's got potential for both our traditional quartz vein type gold deposit, but it also has good potential for a gold-rich volcanic massive sulfide deposit. In the Abitibi, we refer to the Bousquet-Laurent model. The Bousquet-Laurent camp is where Agnico Eagle has their flagship mine, Laurent, and also IAMGOLD has their Doyon and Westwood complex. The advantage of this type of deposit is you get your gold credits, but you also get copper and you get your zinc and also high grade silver. So these things are real jewelry boxes. If you can tie into one of these deposits, they're company makers. I cite Agnico Eagle, for example. Their Laurent mine, that company was built on the strength of the Laurent deposit. So we really like this Mozart property. It's going forward. I'm hoping it will be our flagship property. We did a small drilling program in December of 2011, and the results weren't that spectacular. We got just under half a gram over 12 to 13 meters. What's important about it is we're seeing all the attributes or all the characteristics of volcanic massive sulfide deposits. We've got a lot of sulfide lenses. We've got the alteration assemblages, which are commonly associated with volcanic massive sulfide. We've got quartz diorite stocks. It's a type of geology that's very favorable for this sort of thing. It's very rigid rock. The surrounding rock is volcanics and sediments, which is very ductile, very easily deformed rock. So we've got these geological structures that are very favorable for the development of gold deposits. What we're planning on that project this year is an airborne geophysical survey. That'll help us resolve the various conductors and geological formations in there, and with that data, we'll be able to plan out our drill program. We should have that airborne survey complete before the end of June, and we'll be planning out our drill program over the summer, and then we hope to be drilling there in early September. The other point I should make about that is that we've put together a very large land package there. We have a total of 10 kilometers of strike length available to us, and we also have good neighbors to our west. There's a property being operated by it's a joint venture between Pershimco and Osisko, and Osisko is a very well-known company. It's taken the Canadian Malartic project from acquisition to production in a short period of 4 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. So we've got good neighbors, we've got good location, we've got good geology, so we're extremely bullish on the Mozart property.
So we're just going to wait now presently for the core results to come back from the drill from December, and that's going to help you isolate targets.
We have those results back, and as I said, they're not home run. I would say they're kind of a walk to first base. Mm-hmm. But we're very encouraged by the geology that we've seen, and it takes a while to get your bearings when you're going into a new property, in particular a property that's never been drilled before. The last drilling that was done on the Mozart property was done in 1967 or 68. So okay. So it really is, despite the fact that it's in the Abitibi region, it's really virgin ground.
Well, something else that Hinterland is sort of moving into as well is rare earth elements. And you have a project in Kippawa, which is a rare earths project. Can we talk a little bit about rare earths?
Yeah, the Kippawa region is south of the Abitibi. It's in what we call the Temiskaming area. And geologically, that's a completely different environment. But for political jurisdictions, it's the same area. It takes about 4 hours to drive down to the project from Val-d'Or. What I really like about the Kippawa area is the infrastructure there is just fantastic. It's got logging roads all over the place. It's got a hydro generating station there operated by Hydro-Quebec, and it's got a labor force in Temiskaming they're guys that know equipment, and they know what working in the bush is all about, and and they're available. It's so it's got everything going for it. This area is located five hours north of Toronto. Now you contrast the Kippawa area to Labrador, where there's another rare earth play going on, led by Quest Rare Earth. A very successful company, fantastic deposit, but it's in Labrador. And the other company that has a similar deposit in near Yellowknife in the territories is Avalon. And I'm not taking away from these deposits in terms of geology, but certainly the Kippawa area has these other two projects beat in spades just on the infrastructure that's available. Mm-hmm. The leader in the Kippawa area is a company called Matamek. They've got a small deposit there, which they call the Zeus. They've come out with an initial resource calculation there. They've partnered up with Toyota, the car manufacturer, and they're making moves to put that project into production. Mm-hmm. It's a very small deposit. It probably won't last that long. But the point is, they don't have to build roads. They don't have to build railways. They don't have to create an infrastructure. It's already there. Right. So we're banking on the idea that Matamek will get this thing into production. It won't, because it's quite a small deposit. It won't last that long. But once they do that, those capital expenditures on the mill and that sort of thing, they're going to be looking for satellite deposits to truck ore into their milling facility, and that's kind of the strategy we're using on our Kippawa properties. We've got 17,000 hectares staked. We did this based on a compilation of all the government data available in 2009. We did an initial soil sampling survey in 2010, got some spectacular rare earth results. We followed that up in 2011 with more detailed soil sampling, and to date we've identified about 18 targets. And starting in about 2 weeks' time, we'll have a prospecting crew down there checking all these geochemical targets in an effort to locate bedrock mineralization and ultimately drill targets. Right. So it's kind of a departure from our traditional commodity focus, but we like the economics of the Kippawa area, and we're looking forward to identifying these drill targets and actually getting a drill onto the Kippawa property, probably towards the end of the year, or perhaps in early 2013.
And that sounds wonderful. Again, this is a very exciting time for rare earths. It's one of those commodities right now, a resource that's right at the forefront. Everyone's starting to hear about rare earths, and of course, with modern technology, obviously it's just going to go even higher. So, can I get some thoughts from you then on where gold is right now and on the rare earths market in general?
Well, I'm a geologist, and at heart I'm a prospector, and it doesn't really matter if gold is $400 an ounce or $2,000 an ounce. I'm going to be out there looking for it. There's no question that there's a high demand for these new technologies, or metals that are useful in these new technologies. The big problem with it is there's a squeeze on where it comes from. There is no North American or primary North American source yet for rare earths, and that's just bad news for anybody that's interested in strategic metals. If you're beholden to another country for those commodities, you're in trouble. And I think that's been very well demonstrated by the success of rare earth companies that are operating in Canada and the United States. So I don't think there's any problem that way. It's the demand is there. I think the problem really is how do you process it. The metallurgy gets complicated. Those are kind of the technical challenges. The market's there. Gold, it's here at the various presentations here at the conference. Gold, I think, can only go up. It's in a lull right now, but it seems like it's sort of gathering momentum, and I'm pretty confident that gold will break out. If not this year, then next year it certainly has to.
Right. Well, I've been talking to Mark Fekete, who is the president and CEO of Hinterland Metals, which trades on the TSX under the symbol HMI. As always, with my guests, I'd like to give them a last word. Maybe you want to put out an investment case for Hinterland Metals.
As I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, we were for 2011. We were basically our entire management team was focused on doing the stakeholder spinout. We started that process in December of 2010. We didn't get the listing until late June of last year, and so the focus of Hinterland was really on corporate matters, reorganization, building a strong foundation. And 2012 is already turning out to be much different. We've got ongoing exploration programs. We're shooting for total expenditures of about 1.2 million. Last year, our total exploration expenditures were less than 400,000. So we're going to triple our exploration effort. And a lot of that's going to go into drilling. And in this business, they say in academia it's publish or perish, but in the mining exploration business, it's drill or perish. And with these drill programs, we certainly hope to get a discovery to add value to our company and to our shareholders.
Well, I want to thank you for that, Mark. And I want to thank you for being with us today here at InvestorToday.ca. It's always a pleasure to sit down and talk to you and listen to your presentation as well. It's a very exciting opportunity for investors out there right now with the junior markets being where they are. So I would urge you to check out Hinterland Metals Inc. After you've checked out our video and check out what they have to offer. I'm Dave Glover. You've been watching InvestorToday.ca. We'll see you next time.